You're listening to a production of the National Media Archive. To learn more or volunteer, go to nationalmediaarchive.com.
Before we jump into the wild world of geographic determinism, let me tell you about something almost as explosive war thunder. Yes, the only place where you can drive a 1,920s tank into battle against a jet and still somehow get blown up by a biplane. Historically accurate models? You bet. The MiG-21 is so realistic, I half expected to start negotiating arms treaties. And with over 2 zero-detailed vehicles, you'll find more history here than in my high school textbook, except you can blow stuff up. Cross-platform play means PC users like me can finally prove to console players who the true apex predator is. So if you want to dominate the battlefield, customize your ride, and claim a juicy bonus pack, check the description. Just don't blame me when you lose track of time and forget to eat dinner. Let's get geographic literally. Geographic determinism is the idea that physical features like mountains, rivers, and climate basically script our destiny. You can't just walk up to Mount Everest and say, "Sorry, you're a social construct." Well, you could, but the mountain won't move, and you'll get frostbite and a reality check. See, geography's not up for debate like pineapple on pizza, just there, shaping societies whether we like it or not. Critics say, aren't people more important than rocks? Sure, but try building Rome on quicksand and see how that turns out. So, is our fate carved in stone, or do we chisel our own path? Grab your metaphorical hiking boots, because we're about to find out. Now, if there's one case study that makes geographic determinists swoon, it's Russia. I mean, you've got endless steppes, brutal winters, and more time zones than I have socks. The classic story goes, Russia's vast, icy landscape forced its people to become tough, centralized, and a little paranoid because nothing says fun like invaders on horseback every other century. You might be thinking, isn't culture just as important? Sure, but you try organizing a barbecue in Siberia and see how far you get. Whether you're a Marxist, a monarchist, or just someone who likes vodka, it's hard to deny that Russia's geography has shaped its fate more than a chef shapes a meatball. So, if mountains are supposed to keep cultures apart, someone forgot to tell the Inca. Picture this, the Andes-towering, treacherous, and apparently the hottest real estate in pre-Columbian South America. While Eurasian societies huddled around rivers and coastlines, the Inca built a civilization that practically did parkour across cliffs. So much for mountains as barriers. Meanwhile, the real escape artists headed to the jungles, not the peaks. It's a bit like expecting introverts to hide in the library, but finding them at a rave. Does this mean geography isn't destiny, or did the Inca just level up their mountain game? Nature sets the stage, but sometimes the actors improvise. Let's teleport to Cambodia and the mystery of Angkor Wat. Historians used to say it collapsed overnight, poof, gone, like my New Year's resolutions. But here's the twist. It didn't fall. It faded, like that weird stain on your kitchen wall. The Khmer wrote history on palm leaves, which, fun fact, rot faster than my sourdough starter. So when monks missed a copying session, entire centuries vanished. And then they started building wooden temples instead of stone, once embracing impermanence, Buddhist style. Imagine if every city council decided, let's build everything out of Jenga blocks from now on. Was it the shift in religion, the rise of coastal trading, or just really aggressive termites? Angkor Wat shows us that sometimes the answers decay faster than the buildings. Once upon a time, oceans were humanity's equivalent of here be dragons, deep, dark, and guaranteed to swallow you and your lunch. But then the Portuguese invented the caravel and compass, and suddenly the Atlantic became a medieval autobahn. Was it the jagged coastline that made Portugal into a nation of sailors? Or was it Arab maps, Ottoman blockades, and a dash of desperation? Now you might say the geography made the technology, but then I'll say, but the Ottomans made geography matter by blocking trade. And then someone else will say, but Anatolia's geography made the Ottomans possible. It's the historical version of who started the group chat, and nobody can agree. Let's splash into China and Egypt, where rivers are the main characters. The Yellow River? It floods like a toddler with a juice box, forcing early Chinese societies to invent bureaucracy just to keep their feet dry cue the birth of state structures and, eventually, paperwork. Meanwhile, the Nile is like the chill roommate who never causes trouble. Its gentle flow supposedly made Egypt complacent, isolated, and eventually a sitting duck for invaders. But was it the predictable geography, or the iron-fisted pharaohs and their epic mistrust of outsiders? Maybe the real secret is, if your river needs flood control, you get bureaucracy. If not, you just get bored. Geography sets the rules, but society decides if it wants to play board games or start a water fight. Let's dig into Jared Diamond's big idea ecology as destiny. He argued that the Fertile Crescent had more domesticable plants and animals, so naturally, its people got a head start. Makes sense, right? But then you look at the Inca and Aztecs thriving without cows, and then suddenly outpaced by Spanish conquistadors with horses and smallpox. And get this, Diamond says tech spreads faster east-west than north-south, but oceans are the ultimate fast lane no tolls, just pirates. Scholars like Asimoglu and Robinson point out that pigs and cattle got around just fine outside the Fertile Crescent. So, is it the wheat, the weather, or just who's got the better party invitations? Hypotheses are like onions peel one layer, and you just find more tiers. Now, let's compare Switzerland and Lebanon, two countries. Both mountainous, both patchworks of communities. Switzerland, neutral, rich, and full of chocolate. Lebanon, beautiful, chaotic, and famous for, well, not chocolate. By geographic determinist logic, Lebanon should be even better off. It's got a coastline. But while Switzerland's mountains birthed consensus and fondue, Lebanon's led to, let's say, a bit less cooperation. So what gives? Geography hands you the ingredients, but it's society that decides if you're making cheese fondue or just melting down. Maybe what we really need is a Swiss-Lebanese cookbook, 1-part mountain, 2-part social contract, and a dash of luck. Last stop, South America, the region that should be a geo superstar. The Paraná Basin is one of the world's greatest freshwater reserves. The Andes are stuffed with minerals, and the climate is so nice, it's practically showing off. By all accounts, this should be the Mississippi Valley on steroids, but instead of superpowers, we get corruption, infighting, and more missed opportunities than my attempts at dieting. So, is the problem the landlord, the people running the show? Geography might give you the keys, but if you drive with your eyes closed, you're still gonna crash. Turns out, you can't bribe your way to prosperity unless you're a potato, in which case, welcome to Bolivia. So here we are, back at the eternal chicken or egg debate. Does geography shape society, or do societies rewrite the map? I love sparring with geographic determinists. Your comments are my favorite cardio. Sure, rivers, mountains, and oceans matter, but so do culture, institutions, and, let's face it, sometimes just plain luck. The truth? It's complicated, like assembling IKEA furniture without instructions. The best part is, we get to keep this conversation going, because the only thing more fun than arguing about geography is reading angry internet comments about it. So what matters, more rock, paper, or scissors? The answer is yes. If you made it this far, congratulations, you're officially qualified to argue with strangers about geographic determinism at parties. Special shout out to Revenue, a history and economics creator tackling why neoliberal economics couldn't buy peace in the Middle East. Link in the description. Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring my existential ramblings. Don't forget to grab your free bonus pack and maybe a MiG-21 while you're at it. Want to support the channel? Become a patron, join the Discord, or just send a carrier pigeon links below. Until next time, remember, geography isn't destiny, but clicking subscribe definitely is. See you soon!